Steven Correño right here with George Kambosos, the one and only man. Man, we're here in the sweatbox, and that is a very appropriate name, brother, because we are all sweating our asses off in here.
Actually, I was having a laugh yesterday. Out of nowhere, out of the blue, I said, you know what they call a sweatbox? And this was after my session. I was dripping. This is what they call a sweatbox. Like, I haven't started training yet, and I'm sweating, so we never have no weight issues. We are true professionals here, and obviously when you're in the humidity of Miami, Florida, you make weight easy. That's why I love training here. So I've had my last 5 camps, here at Sweatbox, and this is my home.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful place. Obviously, the people are beautiful. The whole area, I'm sure it's a great place to be training, man. Let's get into it, man. A lot of shit's been talked between you, which is great. We as media love it. Does that, for you as a fighter, does that make it maybe a little more satisfying, the victory, kind of making somebody eat their words? And are you kind of one of those fighters that maybe talks in the ring, like, remember what you said, and kind of gives it to them in the ring like that?
I love conflict, you know what I mean? That's why at the press conference, I was ready to go right then and there. That's how I've always been, the mental warfare, the way I approach every fight. I am ready for both sides, for the physical side and the mental side. I know he's breaking. I know after that press conference, I was living in his head rent-free. So it's great. And when I come to the fight, there is no emotion. I'm coming to win. I got a job to do. So I don't usually talk in the ring, but when I'm busting him up, I might say a few things. It just depends.
How bad it's getting there for him?
Yeah, it just depends. How focused I am on just busting him up. I might not even have to say anything. I let my hands do the talking. And that's how I've always been. I might talk in the lead up. And everything I say is real. It's not like I'm here talking bullshit. Everything I say is true facts, and I stay real to myself. And that's why so many of the fans can see it, that it's coming from the heart. But when it comes to me in the ring, my hands do the talking. There is no emotion.
When you say the press conference, you obviously sound very confident that you live in his head rent-free. When you say that, was there something in his eyes that told you kind of, was there a crack maybe that happened in that exchange? Because it got pretty heated pretty quickly.
Just his whole, demeanor, the way he reacted. I can see his body language, his nervous actions, the way I just said literally a couple words and he's taking the shirt off and he's freaking out and he's doing things that he usually wouldn't do. He was in these shoes doing that to Lomachenko. And it's crazy because no one got it on camera, but the day after, when we went at it at the Jake Paul-Ben Askren fight, and we went face to face again, and he looked away again, and I was saying what I was saying, and he was trying to bite back, but his words were literally nothing. And it's funny because he said, and he'll probably deny it, but he goes, I see something in you, I see something. And I go, you know what you see, before you could even say another word? I said, you see yourself in the Lomachenko fight, a hungry underdog. I'm the underdog, and I'm coming to take your head off. So this is exciting for me. I love it.
That's a unique perspective. I hadn't thought about that, but he's obviously only one fight removed from that, but becoming undisputed comes with, a whole lot of stardom right away. Did you kind of sense that okay, maybe he's starting to feel himself, that he's at that level and that he's kind of maybe already lost that underdog hunger?
Yeah, 100%. I think he acts like his shit doesn't stink, but everyone's shit stinks. Which is facts, all right? At the end of the day, yeah, you became the undisputed champion, but his hype, is overhyped. The media is overhyping him. You got to watch that fight properly. You got to see the mistakes Lomachenko made. He lost that fight himself. You got to see the things that Lopez was doing, where it's just basic things. We have pinpointed every bit of that fight. We know what we're coming up against, and we know how to dismantle this kid and take everything off him. It might be a shock to the world, but it will not be a shock to myself and shock to the team, because we have prepared for this.
Yeah, I know your team was just talking to your dad, man. He told some great stories of kind of your development coming up. Real quick, you mentioned Undisputed. We obviously know he's undisputed, but there is that issue with the Haney and the WBC title. But for you personally, being of Greek and Australian descent, I feel like would you be like the first undisputed? Because I think Constantine only had 3 of the belts in the 4-belt era. Would you then consider yourself undisputed, which I feel you should, if you were to be victorious against Teofimo?
100%. This is for the Undisputed Championship. If it wasn't for the Undisputed Championship, I wouldn't be doing the WBC, weight checks and the VADA checks and everything that comes with WBC. And I'm so excited to fight for the beautiful WBC title. When you get into boxing, that WBC title is a prized possession, along with the IBF and WBO and WBA. But I'm just excited to fight for every single belt on the line, as well as the Ring Magazine. So this is 5 belts on the line. The franchise belt, to me and to the people that know boxing, is a super belt. The WBA has multiple belts. The WBO even has super champions. So it's just another super champion. It's above what the WBC regular belt is. And I'm not going to diminish Haney. He had a good win, was it last week? But this is for the Undisputed. And he has some sort of belt as well as a world champion. But I will be the Undisputed champion after I beat Lopez.
I completely agree with you.
And I will go down as the greatest fighter ever from Australia, the greatest fighter ever from Greece. And that means a lot to me. That's my legacy. And that is one of the big motivations I have, alongside a few other important things in my life that are driving me to win this fight.